Hey guys, this is What If Naruto Had Ultra Instincts Part 1. Before this video starts, I would just I wanna know, I might maybe start streaming video games. Like games. And do you guys want me or do you guys want to see more kind of gaming videos? If I do, if I start streaming, that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop the what ifs. It's still gonna be majority what ifs, just time to time maybe one gaming video or like every once in a while. But it will always mainly be what ifs. If not, then maybe streaming whenever I got after like I make a what if or like after I get time, I make like a Twitch account and start streaming. So yeah, if you guys want to see that, just comment I guess. But until then, let's get back into the what if. So I was gonna say in the last video, but this is the first part. So this starts off a long time ago, before Kaguya even came to I guess Earth, basically. Before the Sage path, before Kaguya, before any of that was a thing. Everybody was just human, like no chakra, no nothing, just completely normal humans. And then one day, all of a sudden, they see kind of a big meteor, or like a small meteor, and hit the planet and make a big boom sound. It didn't do anything to like cause a lot of damage, but it still made like a small crater. And ultra humans would go to it, and out would come some sort of like it seemed like a human, but it kind of had animal features, but for the most part, it looked human. And it was a kid. This kid used to be a god of destruction, but he was in training and was banished because he showed too much mercy and showed to be way too nice. So they realized that um, he wouldn't be a good candidate for any of that. But he was a really fast learner at the point where his angel was able to teach him ultra instincts and he was able to perfect it even though he was still a kid and or like a teenager basically. And so yeah, and he still maintained his god key even after being banished. And yeah, and as he was growing up, nobody would like him. Like everybody, they didn't hate him, but they just didn't like him. They didn't like the way he looked. They didn't like the way like who he was or how he didn't have any parents or and they basically bullied him, and there was only really one person in life that truly loved him and that he loved back, and that was this one girl that would always talk to him even while he was getting bullied. Even when he was getting bullied, she would still stand up for him. And what's called this helped him gain strength and power to fight and live, and would help out people as he grew up. And on his deathbed, he told her that he would reincarnate someday and be with her. And the woman would always, or the girl, the woman, whatever you want to call her, was called, would say, "I will too. I love you," and would say his name. What should I name the old man, by the way? Because he's still gonna be in the story a lot. I still don't know what I should name him. So yeah. And after she said that, the man said his final goodbyes and died right there next to his wife. And a few years later, the wife would also die. And next thing you know, the man opens his eyes and he just sees kind of a black, yellowish void. And he sees some man or some young man, what's called, just standing there looking around. And it's called no, what the heck, not Naruto. The old man would walk up to the other, the other man, and or yeah, and would say hello, and of course that man would be Ashura, and Ashura would be surprised to see that somebody else, or that there's another reincarnation in here, like that Naruto was two reincarnations, and so yeah, Ashura is fairly surprised, and the old man would ask, "Where are we, and who are you?" Because I swear I was just dead. Or just died. And Ashura go, "Oh, is this your first time being reincarnated?" And the old man was like, "Oh, I did get reincarnated," and would be pretty happy. And just hope that his wife also got reincarnated in the same time as him. And yeah, he would still have perfect ultra instincts, even though even when he died, he still maintains that power. And when he went inside, or not inside, when he reincarnated into Naruto, Naruto inherited all of his God Ki and all of his all the his ultra instinct. Not the perfect ultra instinct, just the defense. He can't really attack, but he can defend amazingly. And what happens afterwards, they can see through the eyes of Naruto, kind of, and they see that his parents just died, and both the old man and Ashura feel really bad for him. And now I'm going to switch to not Menma, Minato and Kushina's or point of view. I was going to say Po, even though that's short for point of view. But yeah, and she would look at Naruto, and both of them would look at Naruto, and Naruto's hair would go from a yellow, golden, his normal hair color, to a silky, glowy white, and he would open his eyes for like the first time, really, and they would see that his eyes are a silvery kind of color, and a little bit of aura was surrounding him. And Minato and Kushina go like, "What is this?" They can already sense power from Naruto, and this kind of gives them hope that maybe he'll be a strong ninja when he's older, and are kind of not okay with dying, but they're just praying that he's gonna be powerful when he's older and gonna be able to take care of himself. Of course, the third Hokage comes. They give Naruto's name to the third Hokage, and then afterwards they die. And the third Hokage and all the ninjas try to grab Naruto to bring him back, but they just can't grab him every single time. Even though he's so little, he's just really wormy. They try grabbing him, he goes to the right. They try grabbing him again, go to the left. Three people try grabbing him, Naruto goes to one spot where they can't touch him until eventually it was called Naruto. Naruto's body feels no malice or no nothing in them, and it was called, especially the third Hokage, and finally lets at least the third Hokage hold him. And yeah. So what else? As Naruto's growing up, he always has Ultra Instincts enabled. Only the defense version. And with this, he can't really show any emotion, nor can he really talk. He can't really think about anything. Like he can think and move by himself, but if somebody tries attacking him, he can't really attack back. All he can do is defend, dodge, block, all that. And then what else? He can't like yeah, he can't really feel emotions. Like when he's thinking, he can feel them. He can feel sad while he's thinking, but if he tries to show them, nothing really comes out. Sorry, I just like burped. I like literally just ate right before I recorded this, so you know. And what else? Yeah. So Naruto wouldn't really be able to feel that many emotion or that much emotions, and while he was growing up, he would always get bullied by some random kids. But the kids usually gave up on bullying him because they would never be able to touch him, and they would always get tired and just walk away, kind of mad. And the third Hokage would take care of Naruto, and Naruto would still be able to talk while thinking and learning, but he wouldn't really be able to talk by himself. Like he can barely say like one word, but he can speak like perfect English while he's thinking, and he still nod his head yes and no. So. Uh, the third Hokage knows that Naruto basically knows English and knows that he'll at least be somewhat smart. And so, um, yeah. And Danzo's like shown or alerted that Naruto can dodge almost anything, even at hyper speeds. And without the third Hokage's permission, Danzo starts attacking Naruto, like sends Root Anbu to attack Naruto while he's still a little kid. And of course, every single time they're never able to touch him, not even a little. Like they haven't even touched his clothes. They can't even touch his wind, like any air around him. And so yeah, they can't really hit him. And as he grows up, Danzo sends more and more, and none of them can ever even touch Naruto. And so Danzo's fairly impressed until the third Hokage finds out and stops Danzo from sending any more. And at this point, Naruto's pretty sad because he knows that nobody really loves him. The only people that knows at least someone likes him is so far is the third Hokage and the ramen guy. Because I'm not changing ramen guy no matter what. Everybody in the village can hit him except for ramen guy and every what if for me. I'm sorry, but that's always how it's gonna be. Because ramen guy is the go. And so afterwards, Nar Naruto that was called Hinata likes him. He just saw that as saving somebody. 'Cause again, he can still move by himself, but when it comes to fighting, he can't. He kind of moves off reflex. It's ultra instincts. And so yeah, at around age 7 or 8, Naruto enters the academy, and he's able to write pretty well. And what's called the old man Ashura are still in there, and the old man would ask Ashura if there's any way to contact the young kid because he feels bad for him and would like to help teach him about ultra instincts in order to for him to perfect it. And Ashura tells him that there's is one way, and it's if we combine our power enough that we can become more of a spirit than just pure energy. And we'll actually be able to talk to him in something called his Mindscape. And the old man would agree to do what Ashura would say. And eventually they would make it into Naruto's Mindscape where the Nine-Tails Fox would be there and the Nine-Tails, aka Kurama, would tell or ask what is Ashura doing here, and Ashura would explain to him that he's the reincarnation along with this old man. And Kurama after that would kind of stop messing with Naruto's chakra completely, and even though Naruto barely ever used any sort of ninjutsu because he can't really do them that well, even with Ultra Instincts, and yeah, because again, he's never really fought back, he was only defended. And so yeah, Naruto would then, or actually, I'm gonna say that he's in the academy, it's been like a few months, and there's one person that he notices always likes to talk to him. Like, always. There are kids that talk to him a good amount of times, but there's one that talks to him no matter what, even if he doesn't respond, and that is Hinata. And Naruto is grateful for Hinata, but feels sad that he can't talk back to her and can only listen and can only nod his head up and down or side to side. And what's called Hinata can always see the face that Naruto has, and even though it's a blank expression, she can like sense that he feels sad and that he can talk to her, and always kept on talking no matter what. And Naruto really appreciated this. And so yeah, and also there would be some those fighting things during school. You know how Naruto and Sasuke had them when they were younger in the academy, same thing with Kakashi and Obito, that kind of thing. And it would always be Naruto versus Sasuke, and Sasuke is a lot more stronger because he's seen how strong Naruto is, and that makes him thrive to be stronger in order to purely just beat him. And yeah, so although he can't really hit Naruto at all, he still tries and gets stronger, but he always usually loses, and he respects Naruto for being stronger, but kind of hates the fact that he's stronger. Also hates how he never attacks back. All he does is dodges. And so yeah. And later that night he'd go back home and he'd open his eyes as soon as he falls asleep, and he'd be in his mindscape, and at first all he would see would be Kurama, and Kurama would kind of just stare at him, and Naruto would freak out. He would almost want to cry, and he'd be scared, but that's when he realizes that he can talk with his free will, and he can feel emotions. He can be scared completely. He can actually show it, and he starts to cry because of this, because he realizes that's his first time ever genuinely showing his emotions outside of just thinking them. He was actually able to show them. And the Nine Tails would tell Naruto that he's a friend, not a foe, and Naruto would bleed the nine tails, and that's when Ashura would and the old man would come out, and the old man would say, "I'm sorry for the blessing I've cursed you with." And Naruto would turn around would say, "What do you mean?" And the old man would explain to him what Ultra Instincts is and how it's a very powerful move only few people ever know, and those few people are usually gods. And he would also explain that Naruto, how he's the reincarnation of the old man and also of Ashura, and that what's it called that the old man, how he wants to help Naruto perfect Ultra Instinct so he can actually, show his emotions, act normal, while still always having Ultra Instincts enabled. And so yeah, and Naruto would like the idea of being able to actually master this power because he can feel how it is powerful, but he just can't control it. So it's kind of useless in a way because he can dodge everything, but he can't really attack back, which is kind of, And so, um, yeah, and the next day, or no, not the next week, sorry. And all throughout his like kind of while he's asleep, he is just training and training and training as hard as possible, and eventually he's able to deactivate and activate it at will. He can't attack in Ultra Instinct form just yet, but he can actually just deactivate it whenever and activate it whenever, like right away. Or not right away, he has to do kind of something. And yeah, so then Naruto would wake up and at first he thought it was all a dream because when he woke up, he was still in Ultra Instinct's form. You know, the white, grayish, glowing hair and all that. And then he does what the old man instructed him to do in his dream, or what he thinks is his dream. And to his surprise, it actually completely deactivates Ultra Instincts, and he is just like really happy and everything. And he goes to school with a big smile. His hair used to be kind of more up because of all the power, but now it's back down to how it is in canon. And he would show up at school, sit down, and everybody would be shocked to see that there's just some random kid in Naruto's seat. And some people would ask, "Who are you?" Because they can't really recognize him because they're used to more of a blank, non-expression smile, white hair that was glowing all the way up, and all of a sudden there's Naruto now. So Naruto explains that I'm Naruto, and everybody in the class would be like, "That's Naruto? What happened to him?" And Hinata would be, pretty happy, and so, he would actually start talking to her a lot more, and Sasuke would go, "Huh? So that's the real Naruto, I'm guessing, or something like that." And at this point, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna skip ahead until they're around like almost ready to leave the academy, like a year off. And throughout this time, Naruto and Sasuke have been fighting, just having fights. Sometimes Naruto activates Ultra Instinct, sometimes he deactivates it, and yeah. So then, most times, I think Sasuke only won once while Naruto was out of Ultra Instincts, even though usually he is, but this time he slipped up and Sasuke ended up winning. But what's called Sasuke and Naruto have developed a friendly rivalry, and at this point they're almost best friends that are always just fighting. And Naruto would tell Sasuke how much he respects or how much he respects him, and Sasuke would do say the exact same thing back, and they would start training a lot more as they got older, because the old man would instruct Naruto to start training his body a lot more to be able to handle full Ultra Instincts. And so that's exactly what he does. He does everything that the old man tells him to do. Same with Ashura. He teaches him a little bit of ninjutsu. And at one point, Naruto even shows Sasuke how he powers up. And he would go off and then kind of just like scream. And then next thing you know, boom, a whole bunch of like flashy galaxy colors would pop up around Naruto. And Sasuke would be just amazed. And yeah. And so Naruto would also show Sasuke his Mindscape. I mean, like Naruto's Mindscape. And Sasuke would at first be kind of scared because, well, the first thing he sees is the Nine-Tails Fox, and Naruto explained to him that the Nine-Tails is actually a really nice person, and what's it called, and didn't mean to cause uh the one attack. I forgot what it's called, the Nine-Tails attack, and that he was manipulated by somebody of the Uchiha clan. And Sasuke would kind of go, oh, because well, he's an Uchiha, and what's it called, yeah, and uh, the old man would also explain to Sasuke what Ultra Instincts is, and Sasuke would ask if the old man is able to teach him, and the old man tells him that no, he needs something called God Key, and that cannot be given to people. Or, I'm pretty sure there is some ways, but I'm just, too lazy to think of them or find out about them. So yeah, and um, Sasuke would ask how did Naruto get it, and they would explain that Naruto is the reincarnation of, or the old man would say, well, Naruto is the reincarnation of me and that man over there. His name's his name is Ashura. And Ashura would look deep inside Sasuke and go, huh, and would kind of mumble, so you're Indra. And Naruto would hear this, and Ashura has already told Naruto all about Indra and Ashura, their promise, or not their promise, yeah, their promise to be reincarnated, their fights, all that. And Naruto would go up to Ashura and go, wait, so that's Indra? That's the reincarnation? And it was fun. Ashura would go, yes, that is. And Indra would, or not Indra, and Naruto would kind of be happy that he already knows the reincarnation of Indra and would try to become friends with him, or even better friends with Sasuke, even though they're already basically pretty good friends. And so yeah, and not and Sakura still likes Sasuke, but at this point she's kind of useless. Hopefully she won't be in the future. Don't worry. Yeah, and so Naruto would kind of what's it called? Um, they would leave their mindscape, and yeah. So I'm gonna skip another year, and at this point they've been training pretty hard. Naruto knows a lot more ninjutsu, so is Sasuke, because every single time Naruto learns something, he tries to teach it to Sasuke to see if he can learn it. And they always talk. They always go to Ichiraku Ramen, and if Sasuke wants something else, they always go there. And yeah, and this is already well past the Uchiha massacre, and um, Sasuke feel like Naruto's only true friend he can actually have, a lot more than a brother so far. And yeah, and Sasuke's already told Naruto about his goals, and Naruto agrees to help out Sasuke. It seems like a right thing to do because what Itachi did in his eyes are pretty bad. But he doesn't really know, the true thing, or like why he did it fully. And so, at this point, also the Nine Tails, or Kurama, has also given Naruto the ability to use his power. For now, I'm gonna say that Naruto is able to go into KCM 1, but when he's older, he's actually going to be able to use KCM 2 a lot more easily and a lot more sooner. And yeah, so then I'm gonna skip to around graduation. Of course, Naruto passes, but uh, Mitsuki, I think, I don't remember his name. He's pretty irrelevant. He only showed up for like a total of 2 episodes, and so yeah. What else? He would go up to Naruto and ask Naruto to steal you know, the scroll from the Hokage's office. And Naruto, since he's technically a perfect Jinchuriki already, can already sense the lies and deception and knows that Mitsuki is already lying and wouldn't even believe him without the Nine Tails' help. And so he would then um it was called. He will still accept the offer because he sees this as a chance to try and take the scroll and like learn some ninjutsus while still technically being somewhat innocent. And so of course he ends up doing it, gets the scroll, and this time he tries to go through every single ninjutsu and tries to at least remember how to do each one. But the main ones that he tries to focus on, that he sees on there, are the Shadow Clone Jutsu, which he masters like pretty quick, or not mastered, but like he's able to use it pretty quickly. The Flying Rajin, Miyato's move, and is able to actually use it pretty well. And he can't do it like right away, but like he can do it pretty well for his age and stuff. And then last but not least, I'm gonna say he's already gonna learn the Rasengan. And at this point, Khan, he doesn't really know how to use the Rasengan to its fullest power. It's more like a weaker version of the Rasengan, because it's only been like a few hours, but he's already able to like someone have the bar and have it up for like a few seconds, enough to like take out maybe one person like really quickly. And of course, after a while, Mitsuki comes, and so does Iruka Sensei, and Iruka just hiding from the bush, and here's Mitsuki, you know, talking to Naruto the way he is, and he grabs out his Demon One Shuriken, throws it at Naruto. But to Iruka's surprise, Naruto would go into Ultra Instincts really quickly, catch it, or not, be able to dodge it as if it was nothing. And then with hyper speed, he'd be able to get his kunai, get out of Ultra Instincts, throw it, and of course this would already have the Flying Rajin seal, so he'd be able to teleport right behind Mitsuki, and then Raizi do Raizi does that. He makes a weaker version of the Rasengan, and just like pushes it right into Mitsuki's back, which even though it's a weaker version, it's still really strong, or it's still pretty strong and hurts Mitsuki a lot. And then he makes shadow clones and beats Mitsuki up. And Iruka is just surprised that Naruto has this amount of power and is able to do all these higher ranked ninjutsu. And the third Hokage is watching with that one ball thing that was introduced in like episode 1, but was never used ever again. And yeah, and he sees this and basically like is well surprised that Naruto is able to use it, because of course he knows um the Hokage's move, because it's a signature move. Of course you know it. And also, along with the Rasengan, he's pretty surprised that he's able to even somewhat use it under an hour of just training, kind of. Like less than an hour. Yeah. And even though it's a weaker version, it's still really impressive. And so, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave off this video. If you guys like this, like, new What If series, then make sure to like and subscribe. 'Cause if you guys like it, then it shows me that, well, it shows me that you guys like it, and I know to make more parts a lot more sooner than I would normally, because I have another series, all that. So either way, just like, subscribe, all that. Part 4 of What If Naruto and Back in Time with Sasuke might be coming out today or tomorrow. Depends how lazy or how efficient I feel. And so, yeah. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.